Across various human societies and even alien civilizations in movies, there have always exists that certain figure who is kinda like the ruler of the entire race or species, and the Yautja are no exceptions to this rule. So it's the big bad from the Predator Killer of Killers movie who is called by the Viking shield maiden Ursa as the Grendel King, the actual king of the predators. Well, let's take a quick dip into the predator pool of lore in this video of what a predator king is, or the predator king is, and then look at the different evidences that point towards this dude here in this movie being their top G, so to say. Just a precaution, a lot of spoilers ahead. Okay, let's begin. So in the grand scheme, the pyramid scheme that is Yautja society, the Predator King is the final boss, the big cheese, the CEO of Skull Collection Incorporated. While regular hunters or predators stalk humans for sport and even other aliens, and the elders run what we can describe as individual hunting clubs or, in their terms, clans, the Predator King reigns over multiple clans or even the entire race and has his grip on power across entire sectors of the galaxy. Now this dude doesn't really show up often in lore, but when he does appear, the galaxy tends to notice. Take Galacta for instance. This powerful figure is noted to be the Predator King and shows up in the Rage War trilogy. In a certain point in time, Galacta's unity of various clans of Yautjas fought an evil empire of human scientists allied with xenomorphs. And then let's also not forget the Marvel crossover with the Black Panther and the Predators, where the Predator King looked like a skeletal gladiator emperor with a skull helmet and a really massive sword. We can also point out to a singular figure called the Clan Leader, once a humble 90s action figure, reimagined by NECA into a throne-worthy beast tall enough to give NBA players vertigo. With a queen alien skull for a throne, this guy might not be the king, but he sure acts like one. In all seriousness though, the Predator King is less ruler in the traditional sense and more of a living myth, as a terrifying ancient being who commands respect, trophies and fashion statements involving cloaks, bones and weapons the size of motorcycles. He is like a combination of Genghis Khan, Batman and a tribal god all in one, except with less diplomacy and more impalement. He might work alongside the Council of Ancients and also the Matriarch, who is also called the Predator Queen, but at the end of the day, he is the guy who decides everything, especially giant hunts. Now, with that out of the way, let's take a look at the elephant in the room, the Grendel King, and 10 points that point towards him being the Predator King. Now, the name Grendel King was given by the shield maiden Ursa as she noticed that he was clearly the leader of all of them. Actually, she called the Viking predator, the first one she fought with, as Grendel, which is a mythological creature that was made famous in the epic poem called Beowulf. So this is all Viking mythology, and this creature was a hideous entity, usually depicted as a monster or a giant. Anyway, the Grendel King was given that nickname cause he was obviously the leader of all the other Grendels. And for those that are slow, kinda slow, that means all the other Yautjas or predators. But is he actually the king here? Or a usurper, or just a king of a faction of the Yautja? Let's take a look. Point number 1. Unlike the ugly but deadly berserker predator or the primal beast that is the feral predator, the Predator King keeps it old school with the classic mandibles, the fine dreadlocks and the reptilian elegance. But don't mistake traditional for ordinary, although he looks like the Jungle Hunter clan once, except for, being in animation. At 10 feet or 3 meters tall or maybe even taller, he towers above all other Yautja like a gothic statue made of muscle and menace, around the same size as the upgrade Predator, but without all that genetic enhancement. He's not an experiment gone wrong, or rogue. He is the final product of a warrior species perfected by millennia of violence. Point number 2. He's not just strong, he's Predator strong with boss battle modifiers. His blows can literally shatter anything between his fists and his victim's face. He was seen to take it easy against the battle against Ursa and Kenji, even letting them have their fun before he quickly incapacitated them with a single speed rush that, combined with his mass, acted like a truck or nitro hitting medieval warriors who never saw it coming. While the two were fighting for their lives and had killed blooded predators in the past, they all could do nothing to the Grendel King, but only to activate his adrenaline rush. We can clearly see that, at least by his size, strength, speed and durability, he far exceeds other normal hunters, and while these aren't points towards supporting the idea of him being a king, it is important to note that predators respect strength and honor, and the Grendel King has a ton of both. Point number 3. The Grendel King's armor is really different from any other predator we have seen so far. While all or most of them are seen to wear tactical gear which are likely forged for hunts, his armor, or should I say attire, is composed of the skeletal remains of his hunts. He has a cape that is crafted from what looks to be a queen xenomorph's ribcage, and the spinal columns of maybe her drones, which points out to him actually successfully hunting an entire hive of these creatures, and maybe linking him to the Rage War trilogy and Galacta. And also his attire is completed with a helmet made of a fallen predator skull, and this isn't just protective gear, it's a way of humbly saying, I kill alien gods and wear them for auspicious occasions. This design or his attire is inspired by the NECA clan leader figure, and also the Predator vs Black Panther crossover, where skeletal remains or ensemble hints at him being the king or somehow tied to those storylines. Point number 4. From the Viking Predator wielding a piston-powered shockwave ram on his arm, to the stealthy ninja Predator and the pilot Predator who all look different, and also the many tusk helmet warriors, the Grendel King leads a multicultural Yautja hunting cult. He doesn't rule over one tribe or clan, he unifies Predator clans and factions, drawing from every cultural offshoot and combat philosophy of the Yautja, and then each subtype is lethal in their own right, but under his command, they become a mobile apocalypse. And as you can see, there are many types and each of them bow down to him, and as we have discussed before, it is only the Predator King that commands multiple factions or multiple clans. Now point number 5. As we can see in the last segment of the movie, the Grendel King stands on a special place while also acting as the supreme judge over the arena fight between Ursa, Kenji and Taurus, and also that weird gigantic creature. Okay, imagine a Roman emperor attending a gladiatorial fight in the Colosseum, but instead of the royal box, he is standing on top of a large monument in the shape of a skull, and says that the winner of the battle to death would have to face him next. Now, Roman emperors normally won't do this, but that's not the case for the Grendel King, as he would face the winner in a battle to death, cause his Yautja society doesn't really follow political power but actual power, and even as a king he has to follow the honor code. Okay, point number 6. Here is a subtle hint at him being the king, and that is he has a few loyal guardsmen, predators always on his side, which are similar to the royal guards attending a king in human society. These warriors are likely larger, older, and maybe far more disciplined than the average hunter, cause only the best usually get such positions. They are like his shadows, his enforcers, and likely the only predators permitted to speak in his presence. Okay, think Custodes, but Xenos, and weaker but still badass. Yeah, that's the Predator Royal Guard. Okay, point number 7. When his warriors brought out a disgraced or maybe a rebel predator, probably a bad blood, and the Grendel King was about to execute him, the guards and the rest of the predators in the arena, which numbered in the thousands, first cut the palms of their hands to spill blood and made a gesture towards the Grendel King, showing blood oaths, and then this hints at him being a near divine figure for them all. This isn't just pomp, it's a sacred reminder that the king is justice incarnate. If you're a predator, betraying the king's law or the honor code, it's like stabbing your god in the face, and don't expect a second chance. Okay, now point number 8. In the end of the movie, we can see the Grendel King announcing another hunt with great enthusiasm after Kenji and the other guy, oh, what's his name, Taurus, yeah, when they stole the predator ship, his royal ship. So, many dozens of ships, predator scout ships and cruisers all answering to his banner. These ships usually operate in packs or under a mothership when we talk about clan hunts. These are usually seen in small numbers or maybe even alone, hunting across star systems, abducting worthy prey and doing what they do. But here we see an entire fleet, and his command over them is like an interstellar cult war fleet, each ship captained by clan leaders who answer to him and him alone. Now point number 9, we're getting to the end here. The Grendel King isn't just some upstart. The movie hints that he has ruled over centuries, possibly even millennia. We know this by assessing the 3 human warriors who have killed Yautja hunters, who are from different ages of human history spanning from 841 AD to 1944, which is actually a span of 1100 years, thus connecting the different predators, their clans and their captured killers to him, the Grendel king, who can be inferred to stand supreme for more than a millennia now. Well, maybe it's just also predator culture and he's just one of many that have overseen such games, but I kinda like the fact that he might be the actual one and only. And also it is highly likely now that maybe Dutch, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then Naru, and others that have done the same or killing a predator would also be captured and taken to their homeworld in suspended animation for unknown time and then sent to an arena like this to fight in future. Or maybe they have undergone such rituals in the past and have been killed by him. Maybe. Number 10. Okay, here's an odd one. Most old Yautja, like an elder, for example Greyback, and the ancients have grey or white dreadlocks, as a sign of a biological sign, and also experience. But the Grendel king, or the one who I believe to be the predator king in this movie, still has jet black dreadlocks. Despite being ancient, is he immortal, as the Yautja myths believe the predator king to be one, an immortal, or has he transcended decay itself? Maybe it's genetic, or maybe he refuses to age. Either way, it adds to this myth, because nothing unsettles the enemy more than an immortal predator king who still looks like he could star in a shampoo commercial. Okay, to be fair, given the evidences pointing towards him being the king, we should also mention others or other missing pieces that points otherwise. For one, there is a lack of elders and ancients by his side, but since that is a theme with the presence of lesser clan leaders, the predator king might not really need them, especially in such a gladiatorial ceremony. Also, while all these things point to him being a very powerful leader of the predators, we don't really have the full official proof of him being the actual predator king. He might just be a very powerful warlord that leads many clans. He might also be a powerful leader of a large faction consisting of various clans, and that the greenish skinned predator, the one that was executed, might be from another rival faction or a rebelling clan. This is a strong proponent against the notion of him not being the predator king, as we have already seen blood feuds amongst clans like in Predators 2011 and the Predator movie, the more recent one. Two flicks that terms that rage bait the fandom, I know. But still, Predator Civil War is a reality. They fight against each other more common than not, and he might be leading a large conglomeration of clans against another even larger faction, or maybe a smaller faction, who knows? But maybe, since he has reigned for centuries, he might have won the war, or at least be on the winning side. Oh, and here's another third thought from my mind. He could also be a son of the Predator King and he was carrying out public appearances on behalf of his father. Or at least that's a weak statement from me. And lastly, he could be a king of the predators but not the legendary character, the Predator King, and that he might seek to challenge his position in the future or maybe had done so in the past. In any way, he's definitely a predator that leads a legion of others, and to me that screams king. Now, if you like this video, then watch this other one too, the one in the end screen, and also do check out our channel as well, might as well. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, fam.